Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joyous Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it's our Wednesdays kit class. Today I'll be making some bonus cards using the Hope Box Paper Pumpkin Kit stamp set. Go ahead and hold while I flip and we'll get started. All right. Hopefully that looks good. So exciting time today. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time ever joining me for a Wednesdays kit class, let me explain how it works and tell you just a little bit about myself. So how this works is I show you every Wednesday a fun kit that you can make at home, and I will send you the products to make this kit and give you suggestions of what you need to finish the kit with when you spend $35 at my online store between Wednesday, today, and Friday. Also, today is our exciting because it's my kids' first day of school. And that's why we are starting a different time for Wednesday's kit class. So usually I go on later in the day, but now this is earlier when they are at school. And so it's all kinds of different. I have different lighting. I even have a brand new phone today. So hopefully we won't have any issues and this will be an awesome, awesome video. But be sure to look in the comments later on for a blog link and in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. All right, let me show you what we are making and then show you the kit itself. So I have 3 different cards. This one with this fun Merry Melody embossing going on here. Then we also have this really fun fold one that I've used some blending brushes for to create, and we're using that two-tone paper pop-up look. And then lastly, we also have this fun butterfly one that we are using the Stitch with Whimsy to help add some detail to it. All right, but these come from the Paper Pumpkin kit for the month. Let me show you what those original cards were and the box itself and the stamps that we're using. So much to show you, I know. All right, so here's the box. The way that this box worked is they gave you extra supplies to decorate it, which is pretty awesome because the idea of this one is to create a hope box. Something for you to put things in that brings hope to you or to send hope to a friend. My plan is to have this ready to go and give it to someone as a gift, and they can use these cards to send hope to someone else as well. Let me show you the cards that I made with this kit. So I have this one right here. It says, "Where there is hope, there is faith." It just has these beautiful, beautiful butterflies and floral. This is one giant die cut piece. Really gorgeous and easy to assemble. Then I have this one, "Always hope because you never know what tomorrow will bring." That's a great saying there. And "Just a note of hope." And they've used those strips as well. So this kit was available to subscribe to on the 10th, but however, there was a glitch in the system, and right now through August 31st, you can get this kit without having subscription. So if you missed out, you're like, hey, I really like those cards, or I really want to make a box like that, then you just need to hop on over to my online store, go to the Paper Pumpkin section, and look for this kit. It is only $19. It's usually $22 when you subscribe because that includes the shipping. You just have to pay shipping with your $19 now. And so add some more things and get up to the $50 because remember, it's still celebration. And also, if you get to the $35 between now and Friday, you'll get this kit for free. So it's a win-win-win today. Get that Paper Pumpkin kit if you missed out and earn some celebration and get the kit for free. Awesome, awesome times. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with these items and we will keep on going. We're going to start with this cute one. I showed you a little bit already. It just has this great embossing on the front. And when it said "just a note," my mind instantly went to musical notes and how fun it was that this one just came out in the new mini holiday catalog. So for these supplies, I have a Bermuda card base. I have my DSP, which on the back you'll see is the floral images. This is from a celebration paper called Beautifully Penned that coordinates with the hand penned petals stamp set. And then I went ahead and I have a mat for this as well. And I've die cut a little Daffodil Delight circle and have the next size lower for the inner circle for that one. See those two there. And of course, you need some basic white for the inside of your card base. I'm also using this awesome twine that's from the Playful Pets Trim Combo Pack. There we go. And I have 4 strips of these papers. That's the Daffodil Delight, the Melon Mamba, the Pool Party, and the Bermuda Bay. And what I went ahead and did already to all of these ones is I flagged the ends. I use the Banners Pick a Punch to create those. Let me show you how to do that on this last one real quick. So you want to do is this measures 1 inch by 4, and we're going to just slide it into that punching spot right here. And you'll see that I have different measurements. So this is the 1 inch one. So that's the largest this one can do. You want to push it in, and then you always want to flip it to make sure you went in straight and line it up there. And then just punch it right out. Flip it over and do the same to the other side. Slide it in, flip it over. See, it's a little wiggly. There we go. That looks centered, and punch it out. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and do our stamping for this one using that Bermuda Bay ink. This is one of my favorite colors. And let's get our foam mat in here since we're using our photopolymer. And I didn't show you all the stamps. I'm using a lot of them, so not a lot are on here. But here are some of the stamps that came. Let me grab a piece of paper so you can kind of see. Too much image, huh? All right, so we're using a lot of these ones. I have the butterfly. I think I need a better background. Let me find, maybe you can see it on here. There we go. There's the butterfly that we didn't use for the actual kit, these 2 butterflies, but they're great to have additional add-on. And then all of our sayings down here. This little splotchy mark wasn't used in the kit, but it's great as an accent as well. Okay. Now we can stamp our Just a Note of Hope. Bermuda Bay, get it inked up. I see I rock that just a little bit. Can you see on my block there? So I like to take a wipe and just wipe that clean, or otherwise I might transfer that on to something else. Okay, now we should be safe, hopefully. Get it centered on the circle and press down. Perfect. If I didn't like that one, I could flip it over and stamp it again. And now this one is ready to assemble. This one's fairly easy. We'll use some liquid glue and attach our scallop. Ooh, it's flying out of my hands. Good thing it landed on the nice side. Glue up. That one's ready to go. Then let's go ahead and grab our twine, and we're just gonna make a messy look to it and add dimensionals to the back. So you can play with the way this looks first and then tie it down or glue it down. I kind of just want like a loop of it, like that. Kind of gather it there. And then we can put this behind there. There's no rhyme or reason. This one is longer than my other one, so I have a little bit more loops to play with. So we'll put it right there, make sure our loops are showing through, pull it to make it the size we want, and add the dimensional to help hold it down. If you wanted to have adhesive on that bottom there, you could have done that as well. I put just 3 of those, so those are ready. We'll set that aside, and we need to glue these pieces on. So we'll grab our liquid glue and attach that to our basic black mat. This DSP is just 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have 1/8 bigger for the matting on that one. Put that right there, just get nice and centered. so that way it has the outline color on all sides. Then let's go ahead and flip this over and we can put our basic white in the inside as well. I like to try doing all of my things in batches. So if I'm paper trimming, I do that all at one time. If I'm gluing, I like to do it all at one time. If I'm stamping, I like to do that all at one time. You kind of get the feel, huh? Okay, now let's go ahead and do our little pieces here. For these ones, you're just going to flip them over. And you can kind of tell the difference of when it's raised versus when it's deraised. So you can get that focusing on my hand. There we go. So that's upside down. But either way, it would look pretty cool. So flip those over. That's one of the items I suggest you ordering if you want to make cards like this. It's called the Merry Melody Embossing Folder. And I think it's just like $10. It's a pretty good deal. So this part, you can go in any order. I'm going to have this guy go right here, kind of tilted. I don't want my blues right by each other. I'm going to break them up a little bit. Like that. And you can have them going high or low. And overlapping a little bit. It's totally is a preference to you of what you like in your style. You can even have them all lined straight up if you wanted to. Definitely not my style to be straight. I like things to be purposely crooked. All right, let's grab that banner that we just created, or that little scallop, and let's attach that. I'm going to trim a little bit off on one end for this. We'll put that right about there. Let's trim it. And if you want to, you can even take your ends and fray it. And just give a little bit added texture by separating those two. Having those ends loose and crazy. Just by pulling them apart. That looks pretty fun. Love it. Next, we just need to add our gem, which I have hidden somewhere on my table. There we go. I'm using the Genial Gems. They have two different shades in this one. I'm going to go ahead and use the more gold looking one. I'll take that off carefully and just put it down here on the bottom. Perfect. Grab your bone folder, flip it, and help with that score right there. Just by pressing down. And there we go. We have our first card with Just a Note of Hope. Super fun and playful, right? Love it. All right, let's go on to our next one. We have the Always Hope Because You Never Know What Tomorrow Will Bring card with that fun looking, I want to call it like a mermaid ombre. The way that's shaded, it just screams to me mermaid, right? I think so. All right, let me go ahead and clean up just a little bit so things are less crazy. And we'll grab, oh, I was going to show you that embossing folder. So if you're looking to see what it's a 6x6 size, so it won't fit in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but it will be our full size one. And it's a good size, so you can use this in different multiple ways. And for this one, you can either cut the strips first or cut out a 4x4 square if you know you're going to make multiples of this type of card. All right. Sorry, we'll keep on going. I know I forget sometimes, and I don't want to forget to tell you things because they're important. All right. So this one really tends to look like the one from the kit. And let me show you why I say that. This one that came from the kit has it, the Hope and the Tomorrow is also raised. And this one was just a die cut piece that was part of the kit. So if you were to get the kit, you're like, hey, I want to do that. How do I make that look the same on my own card? So I'm going to show you how it's super easy to add that pop of color, even using the same ink color, but just on different cardstock. However, we did make it fun by shortening our card base. So this is a 5.5 by 6.5, scored at 4 1/4. I basically took off 2 inches here. So that's a 2 1/4. So yep, that should be, I think maybe it's 6 1/4 by 5.5. I'll double check my measurements. Okay, so that's our card base, and it looks like black and photos, but I'm getting close enough so you can see it is Blackberry Bliss. There we go. Tongue twister is that color, which is the ink color that came with the kit. We have a piece of the basic white for the inside, which will stamp a cute little flower right there. Here's our DSP from that same celebration paper. I flip it over, you see there are flowers there. And then also I have my pieces to stamp on and to mat, and my secret of how I get those words. So all I did was I stamped on those 2 different colors that I wanted, and then I just cut out that word only. It's pretty easy. We're gonna go reverse for this one. I had it, the tomorrow was in pool party and the hope was in Bermuda, but now we're gonna switch it and cut out the other ones in just a second. Let's go ahead and do our stamping first, so that way we don't forget. And this paper here, you'll have to look at your stamp to make sure you're lining it up right, because they're so close. It's like 2.5 by 2 3/4. But you'll notice when you have your stamp with you, which way it'll go to fit, so that I have it the right direction. Awesome. Let me get my Blackberry Bliss out, and we'll ink it up and stamp it on there. Okay. Get it nice and ink. And sometimes this one has lots of words, and you can see that it's missing those spots. So what I like to do is kind of go row by going up on this line here. And that makes sure to know that I have it all nice and inked. Go ahead and line it up and press down, lift up, and that turned out perfect. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm gonna keep this ink out for just a hot minute. Set this one aside, pull this guy in, and grab our cute little flower. So this is the flower that we're using. It came with the kit as well. It has these like little cluster of shapes next to it. Oh, look, my finger was inky. You see that? We're gonna just flip that one over, and it's good as new. For this cool looking mermaid flower here that has all those colors, what I like to do is grab my pool party, and we're gonna ink that one up first. Then we're gonna use a sponge with our Bermuda Bay, and then also a sponge with our Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so first ink all over with pool party. It's our lightest color. So you can do this method with almost anything, but you just want to start with your lightest color first. So you can see that. Here's my blackberry. I'm gonna take my sponge, I'm gonna dip it in my blackberry and just pick a side. And then go right here on this flower, and I wanna get a little bit on that center flower as well. Flip it, get your Bermuda, tap it in there, and go on the other side. Just get a little bit of that darker blue over our light blue there. Okay, that should be ready. Go ahead and grab it, and let's go put it in. Let's go this way. There we go. That corner of our basic white. Press down. Love it. Look at that. So pretty. Isn't that really cool? It's a great way to add color. Look, I even missed a spot right there, so you see my pool party shining through. That is really cool. So cool. Okay, that's all of our inking for this card. So let's put those inks away so I don't make bad choices and get ink all over the place. Luckily, this ink is water-based, so it is washable, but it doesn't wash out of paper very well. So if I were to drop something on there, it would definitely leave a mark and be hard to wash off. All right. So now oh, I lied, I forgot. I need to make my mermaid look here, my ombre. Let me go ahead and set this part aside, and let me flip this over and grab our blending brushes. So I have one here. I should have another one nearby. Let's see. There we go. And two. So I'm going to start with this one, and we're going to use the pool party. Let me grab a scrap of paper. Hold on. Okay. I like to do a tap off, and so And I don't want to transfer that onto any of our other cards right now. So let me go ahead and tap off on the scrap right here instead of just my grid paper. But I have my pool party. We're going to go ahead and grab our brush and get it all nice and ink. Do just a light tap off, and then we're going to do rubbing. Let's put this on here too. So I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way up and blend it down. And just in a circular motion, tap my ink, do a little tap off, and blend it down. And because this is DSP, it's not as thick, so just be careful, because you see I'm being too hard on it and it's making it move. Just nice and light with our blending. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we can put the pool party away and snag our Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to do the same thing. Since I'm using blue on blue, it's okay I use the same brush without cleaning it completely. And I'm going to go a little bit, about 1.5 inches below where I started with the other one. And do more circular motion like that. There we go. That's already looking really pretty. And because we have that base layer of pool party on there, we don't have to do too much with this Bermuda. Just lightly covering it. We do want to go a little bit further down. And you'll see why in just a second. Okay. Going to put that away. And we get our last color. Our Blackberry Bliss. And same thing. Tap it on, tap it off, and go about 1 inch below the start of the other one and blend it. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. I like it where the colors meet too. So that's why I want to make sure I went all the way down with that Bermuda to have that cool mix here. I like to have the darkest at the very bottom. There we go. So that last one I didn't even tap off for that corner there. And look how pretty that turned out. Super pretty. And because of those scallops, it totally looks like mermaid to me. Love it. All right, let's put those away. And we can go ahead and assemble. Let's get our mat here and add our glue. Like that. We do need to do some fussy cutting here in just a second, so we'll set that aside. Let's go ahead and glue on our DSP to our card base. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. If you're here, feel free to comment. I love to see your comments. Or if you're watching the replay, let me know your thoughts and feelings, or if you have this paper pumpkin, or if you now want the paper pumpkin, because you have that chance. There's that fun window of time, which never happens. I have never seen them offer paper pumpkin, go past the subscription date, and let you try to get it again. So this is exciting. So if you've been wanting to try paper pumpkin, but you're like, I don't really want to subscribe, right now would be a really great time to give it a try. And also get celebration items. Win-win. Also, there is a prepaid paper pumpkin where if you were to buy 3 months at a time, you also get a celebration item. Or if you buy the whole year, I think you get 5 choices of celebration if you buy a whole year's worth of paper pumpkin. It really is a great deal. Okay, lastly, we just need to cut this out and attach with dimensionals. So we're going to take our hope and trim it out. And it doesn't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be perfectly flawed. There's our hope. Let's grab our tomorrow. If you wanted to, you can even cut really close to the letters and give it more of that bubble outline versus just a straight on. Totally up to you. Okay. We'll flip these both over and put on our dimensionals. You only need about 1 for that hope and 2 for tomorrow. Move the backings and just cover up the word where it's stamped. Super easy. There we go. Now we're gonna flip this over. Make sure you remember what side this is on, because that's where we're gonna put our dimensionals to attach to the card base. I'm gonna put 3, 1 on each corner, and I'm gonna put 1 just a little further out, but don't go too far because we don't want it to get stuck closed. Flip that over, line it up on our card to go about center, press down, and there we go. We have our cute little image so we can see it there. We have our 2 always hope, because you never know what tomorrow will bring cards. Don't you just love that one? You guys will have to let me know which one's your favorite when we're all done. All right, our last one is a little bit softer in colors. And we're using some different techniques for this one. I've used that smoky slate, which just gives it a calmer base versus those bright colors we just got done with. But I don't want to forget those bright colors, so we have them embossed as our background for our butterflies. All right, let's grab this kit and show you how to make it. All right. So I have this piece that I've went ahead and I want to say die cut, but it's not really die cutting. It's almost embossing. It's because it didn't cut out this, it just gave this really cool outline. It's called the Stitch with Whimsy dies, and they're fabulous. It's a great way to add just a little bit of detail and to create a frame. So that's what we did right here for our wording. There's our basic white we're going to put on the inside. I went ahead and I've already embossed with white embossing powder our butterflies, and I've die cut these ones out. Sorry, fussy cut these ones out. I stamped it with this fun butterfly here that came with the kit. This one we'll go ahead and show you just how to fussy cut it. Just take your paper snips and go around. It's pretty easy. And to emboss, be sure to watch one of my other videos where I've embossed before. But it's simple. You just need extra supplies. You'll need Versamark clear ink. You'll need the white embossing powder and a heating tool. Those are the 3 items you'll need in order to make this really cool effect. They do sell white crafting ink, but I feel like the embossing just looks way cleaner than just regular white ink alone. All right, there's our cute butterfly. We'll set those ones aside real quick and we'll get ready to stamp. There's not too much to stamp there. Oh, I did want to show you, I added that little flower that we use on our other card. You can even use that on here if you wanted to add just a little extra floral imaging. Totally up to you. It's just, you know, you have options when you get your kit. All right. We have our little strip of our smoky slate and our basic white, and we'll get ready to stamp those items. I'm going to use basic gray to stamp our actual saying. It says, where there is faith, miracles happen. And I think that's a great saying to go with butterflies. My son and I have been walking home from school lately, and there are caterpillars along the fence line that we've been seeing, and we look for every day now. He's just kind of hanging out there. I think he's getting ready to turn into a beautiful butterfly. But we love seeing the caterpillar because we know it's pretty much a miracle that he turns out so beautiful and then has wings. All right, so we stamped that. Now we're going to close on up and grab our smoky slate ink. And we're going to grab some background pieces. So it came with this really cool splotchy. I can never tell you how much I love little splotchies for the background reasons. We're just going to ink it up and put some random ones. This is definitely just background, so there's no rhyme or reason, and a lot of it's going to be covered up. So it does not matter. There you go. Super random, right? And then let's grab our pool party and our little butterfly. And this one I stamped full on. I'm actually going to stamp this one off once, just so that way it's not nearly as bright. Put it right there. I do want it to be more background-like. We'll put maybe one more right here in this corner. Perfect. Okay. Oh, If you want, you could totally stamp a cute little butterfly in the corner too. Grab our basic white for that one. And this one I'll do full strength. There we go. Love it. All right, now we're just to assemble. Let's grab our pieces, and we need to put these two pieces together. Again, you can use this as a frame and it lines up perfectly inside. However, I like to tilt mine just a little bit. So I'll add a little bit of adhesive, and I will not go straight with mine. Just ever so slightly tilted. Perfect. Grab your glue and we'll attach this to our card base. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and attach our inside piece as well before we start doing too much of our outside decorations. Or embellishing, I should say, huh? Okay. However, I don't like to crease this until the very end because I really like to have a flat workspace. I know others will fold out right away. It's definitely a preference thing, but I do like to have mine nicely flat. Okay, so just like we had before, we're going to use our dimensionals to attach this twine. I'm using the basic white baker's twine, and we're going to make a nest. So what I do is I just take it on my fingers and wrap it about 3 times. Kind of like that. And we'll grab the ends and lay it over our label that we've stamped on. Hold that down. We're putting these dimensionals on here. And we'll get one more there. This piece right here, we could either try to tuck in, maybe, or let it loose. It's totally up to you guys on your own. And that one's kind of loose too. I think I'm going to tuck both of these in. We'll just put it in under that dimensional maybe, or add a little bit of adhesive. Not too bad. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive on this one to get that loose strand. There we go. Now remove the dimensionals and flip it and attach. Perfect. All right, now we just need to add our butterflies and embellish a little bit. Our butterflies I like to use glue dots with, and I like to just fold them up first. So just kind of bend them so that way it looks like wings are coming off of the paper. Then we'll grab our glue dots and attach just one to about the center of each of them. And I like to make it look like it's kind of going in an arc. So I'm going to have this one slide underneath a little bit and tilt it this direction. And this one we can go underneath our twine and have it up a little higher than the last one, but facing the other direction. And then we'll put this very bottom one right here. There we go. So it makes our eyes kind of follow that rainbow look. Now we just need to embellish. And I actually use the sequins that came with the kit, but in your kit I'll send you these guys, and you can pick if you want the gold or more of that light blue. Totally up to you, but you want to put at least 3 of them on here. I just like these hidden pockets of a sparkle. Love it. Okay, grab your bone folder, flip it, and press down. And there we go. We have this beautiful butterfly that's been embossed on colored cardstock to create that extra color with a little bit of pop. So we have that one today. We had our mermaid paper one with our Hope in Tomorrow, and our Just a Note using that Merry Melody embossing folder. I hope you guys have learned something new and have grown to love this paper pumpkin kit, a Hope box, and order it before it's gone and no longer available. All right, you guys have a great week and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.